quite right. And it's that balance between raising money for a loan, which actually gives you a very quiet life as a property investor, but every single piece of risk is on your shoulders. You are pinned to the wall. If anything goes wrong in that project, it is not your investor's problem. It is 100% risk for you. However, timescales, remember I said that 30% of your time is going to be working with investors. So your timescale is reduced enormously. When somebody invests money in with you on a loan, only 20% of that money will degrade on year 2. So those folks that want to raise £1 million, year 2, you only need to raise 200,000, because the people that have given you £1 million in year 1, only 200 grand on average will be asked back after the end of year 1. So that's a pretty easy go on year 2, isn't it? However, you have £1 million risk on your shoulders. So at the point that you can carry that £1 million risk, guys, go for it. That is such an easier route. It's unbelievable. But joint ventures give you the risk-reward ratio. You're going to have a huge amount more noise with your investors. This is why we created this spreadsheet to effectively do, to set out in almost a kind of measured numerical way who we want to work with going forward based on their behaviour. But of course the risk is on the project. So if the project doesn't sell, you both receive less money and you are not pinned to the project. So the risk for you is entirely reduced and the risk for the investor is significantly increased because it's now all on the project. So it really at this stage you need to balance out your own risk profile. I don't think it would be sensible, I can't give you official financial advice, but if you do not have a couple of million pounds worth of equity, so if things go wrong you can sell everything and pay somebody back, would you borrow a couple of £1 million based on your own shoulders? Because you actually can't fund that risk if it goes wrong. You can't save the day. So you probably need to do a balance of the two, accepting you're going to have a lot more noisy behaviour with joint venture partners than your sleeping partners who lend you money. So I started borrowing money, then I moved to JVs. I'm now actually refinancing, paying all my private investors down, but if I was to continue borrowing money, I would now, because I've got quite a few £1 million equity, I'd now move back to borrowing money, because if anything went wrong, collapse down portfolio, everybody gets paid. Do you know what I mean? So I'm standing the risk.